Subscribe. Got a cool one for you today. This report just came out. These have to be released on all the members of Congress. Been tracking the internet pretty closely for members of Congress trades. I've noticed that Nancy Pelosi usually does extremely well on the trades that she buys. So gonna piggyback on that, on those trades with her this go around. So if you take a look, these are the most recent trades. There's also Disney, which is on page 2 of this report, but here you can see Nancy Pelosi, her number and whatever. She bought Google, which I think is just a run-of-the-mill trade for her, on December 17th. She bought Micron. This is a semiconductor play. They make memory and things for semiconductors. This, I don't know. It's not a publicly traded company. But here, this was a fascinating trade. She bought Roblox, a pretty decent amount, and she actually bought call options. If you take a look right there, purchased 100 call options with a strike price of 100. Expiring 120, so like very aggressive play here on Roblox, which we'll show you in a second. Then she bought Salesforce as well, 2 different purchases, one for a much larger amount, one for a smaller amount on the 20th. So, and then Disney, as I mentioned too, for a decent amount, just like I think it was like 100 or 200K, so relatively small for these compared to these other trades. But I think that was just adding to classic positions. So I'm going to piggyback here. I already bought some of the stock. God willing, next week I plan on buying some of the options. Waiting for the pricing to settle into where I want it to be. So she made these trades, Roblox on 1220 and Salesforce on 1220. So if we go to the charts, I guess we'll start with Salesforce. Here's Salesforce here. You can see kind of had found resistance on the 50-day, had dropped through that pretty heavily here whenever tech came down before December. And then found support on the 200-day here, the 200 simple. Almost fell through, and now it's kind of sitting here in a very precarious spot. I will say, though, that the RSI is trending up, and the MACD, there's a cross now in the MACD after a bunch of weakness. It's usually a very bullish sign. So I'd like to think the chart here looks pretty good. You're looking at about $50 worth of upside, which would be about a 25% rise if it gets back to that recent high. The cooler one is if you take a look at Roblox. This one is a recent IPO, and like I said, Pelosi bought the $100 call option. So basically, she bought it. If you look in December, late December here, she bought it kind of right at that, almost right at the current price. Right? She didn't buy like deep in the money calls. So, but very short expiration. So maybe she's already sold these. I don't know. I piggybacked on this though. I bought right in here. I just ended up buying the stock, as I mentioned before. I'd like to buy those call options, but I was actually waiting for money to clear. So, because I added new money to add these trades. Like I said, this recently IPO'd. Similar pattern to the Salesforce pattern here. Had a MACD cross that brought it down. Has not crossed back above, but you would expect it to do so with a rising trend on the RSI. And it did have this lift. I think other people have now kind of caught on to this trend with Pelosi and realized that her trades are typically profitable and she has to disclose them. So now people are, could become a self-fulfilling prophecy here. So looking here, this could be about a 30% increase back to the recent high. So hope this helps, guys. God bless. Enjoy the day.